Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another Idle Angels video. Today I'm not going to be showing you a gameplay guide. Today we are going to talk about all the different angels in the game, which are the supports, which are the DPS, which are good for PvP, which are good for PvE, and overall what idea you can get of who to build first and how to manage your blue and red scrolls. Of course, if you find some information that is not as useful or not correct, make sure to message in the comments so I can fix it. And of course, I am still learning about the game and still figuring out things. So if you have useful information about the angels that I skip, please leave it in the comments so I can make a better guide when I start making different guides for every single angel and breaking down the angels one by one. So before we start, I must say that in this game there is not a single team composition that will be great at PvE and PvP and make you win always and forever. You will need different angels for different types of events, for different PvE situations, and for PvP it's kind of rock paper scissors depending on which angels the enemy has. So make sure that if you are choosing to play in the game, you stick around for long enough in order to build as many angels as possible to push the furthest. So before we look at the angels, what I must say is that you should always look to upgrade your SSR plus and the UR stages of the angel, mainly because this will push them to level 400, and at PvP you will be losing a lot if the enemy angel is a higher level than you. And also the scroll list over here, you can see this is how many blue or red scrolls, depending on the angel and on the level, you will need in order to reach a certain point. I've talked about this with the scroll list many times, so I will skip it, but you can see it over here, and if you have questions you can also join the Discord and ask there. So let's start with the main DPS angel in the game. We've talked a lot about this. Your first angel should be a DPS 1. Over here I've listed them in my opinion from left to right, which is the best. Lucifer, of course this is regarding a brand new account or fairly new account. So for the people that have leveled up quite a bit and have already invested a lot, this may not be applicable. But if you're a beginner player, Lucifer is probably going to be the easiest because it's way cheaper than others to build, mainly because it's already on MR level. She does AoE and a bit of single target, and personally I think she does great on the PvE. The only thing that is a bit hard and tough with Lucifer is that she is using her team as a food. So basically she eats a teammate each round. You will be losing teammates, and there are certain events like Fear Abyss that the longer the progression goes for PvE, you will have Lucifer on a stand-alone level. So she will at certain point be just alone in that Fear Abyss. But overall I think she is the cheapest and a really good way to build. Second comes to Himiko. On the Discord of Idle Angels, many people still tell me that Himiko is probably the best DPS for PvE, and for PvP there's an option with only one support to become really good, but we'll talk about this a bit later. For Himiko, she does single target, so for the main dungeon this will help you a lot, and potentially you will be able to push probably a bit further, but she's twice as expensive as Lucifer is. So if you're looking into the anniversary event and you're just starting, it is most likely that you will not be able to fully build Himiko to the max, because she just requires that many blue scrolls overall. Third is Icarus. Icarus does quite a lot of AoE damage, but she is similar to Himiko. She needs to be on the maximum level, like MR and ER level, so she can pop off. And if I genuinely can give you the suggestion, is to go for a Lucifer for a fast and easy progression early on. But of course you can find more information and you can ask more about it on the Discord. Here on the bottom we can see Prometheus, Ares and Ember Dragon. Those are 3 DPSs that are still good in the game, but keep in mind that I believe the 3 of them don't have this ER level, so you're kind of behind compared to Lucifer, Himiko and Icarus, just because you can upgrade them less compared to the first 3 on the top. But again, Ares I've seen in a lot of team compositions, and I do believe Ares and Himiko are quite similar when it comes to the damage and how they deal it, because they do mainly single target damage. And with Enmu you can turn this into a semi AoE, if I can say it like that. So overall this is what I suggest. Just choose either Lucifer or Himiko for your DPS, and you definitely won't regret this decision. Then let's say potentially you've chosen your DPS and you've maxed it out. It is time to talk about supports. Why? Because in this game, if you build 10 DPS angels, you won't be doing as good as if you build 1 DPS angel and then you push a few supports to certain level to help that DPS angel. And also at certain points the PvE becomes so obnoxiously hard, because the bosses have like 90% damage reduction, and unless you can boost your attack and your own defenses a lot with shields, you won't be able to kill anything on PvE. And on PvP there sometimes is too much CC for your main angel, so he won't be able to move, and he will get one-shotted unless there is a support to protect him. Overall, here on the screen I have labeled the stars. You can see those are the MR levels or the SR level, and here on Cupid it's the UR level, and on the bottom is the IR level, which is like the bare minimum for you to feel like the support has become useful. So in a way, unless you build the support until this point, it's not like you won't feel it at all, but this is like the least of investment you want to do on each of those supports before they become extremely good and useful for your team composition. And my suggestion is to not, let's say if you start with Hela and you build her to this level, then to max her out fully. I suggest that you do 2-3 supports on the levels that I have shown over here before you decide to start maxing out certain supports. On the bottom right, the number that you see, this is the number of blue scrolls that you will need in order to summon it to that certain level. Of course, this is purely of using blue scrolls on a summoning event. If you're doing gacha, let's say on the gacha, if you get lucky, of course those number of required scrolls will drop down by at least 100. So it all depends how you decide to spend your blue scrolls. Let me say a few words for each of the supports. Hela is used to give you attack and damage reduction. Raf is used to give you damage, to restore energy, and gives a shield to the party. Hera is giving you damage and reduces damage taken from skills, and also increases the attack and the defense of other angels. Sim is going to give you a shield, and it's going to give you Creator's Will damage. Cupid is going to give you damage reduction and shield to the party, and also on the IR level it will make your highest attack with the enemy highest attack have a duel, and if your angel is, I think, the faster one, it will deal 100% more holy damage to the enemy. Enmu is going to give you energy, crit damage, and damage on the MR level, and on the IR level is going to give you even more damage. And on the fourth one, it will make it that if your angel is attacking a highest attack enemy angel, it will make it AoE, so that attack will deal 50% of its own damage to the other 5 angels. Enmu usually goes great with Himiko, because Himiko does the single target damage, but I will show you a bit later what I mean by that. Capri is going to give you max to boost the max HP of your angels and give you 90% damage reduction on the team for certain rounds, and energy recovery when your angels are being attacked. Zodiac Rabbit is just going to increase 40% attack and damage of your angels. Heimdall is used as a tank. Of course, you don't need certainly all the 5 levels, but you will mostly feel like it. She is being extremely useful when she reaches the maximum level over here, because she just takes even more damage to herself rather than to your whole team. And Horus is used to revive your angels in the lineup. Now let's talk about the starter teams for Lucifer and Himiko. This is an idea of what I am trying to build. I don't have it confirmed if this is the best approach and the best way to do it. This is how I feel like it is going to be good depending on Lucifer skills. So to summon and max out Lucifer, it's 1440 scrolls, and for the others you can use the previous screen to check it out, how many scrolls you will need. But I must say, over here on the support levels for the Zodiac Rabbit, it's just whenever she becomes available, which should be anniversary event, I will summon for her. She needs only 140 scrolls to be summoned and to be useful, because you only use her once during the battle, just to buff the main angel, and then she's gone. She's just going to die, so we don't really care much about her. And over here for Heimdall, I'm not completely sure if she fits well into the Lucifer team, but it is far into the future to see. So this is a build that I'm going to try and keep you updated if it's good, or if I feel like supports should be moved around. So keep waiting for a bit, guys, and you will see how this updates. Now for lastly to say for Lucifer, firstly you want to upgrade those stars, the MR level, and then you go for the incarnation levels. For Himiko, it's a bit different. First you want to upgrade the incarnation level, then you want to push, if you can, push for the SSR level, so for the red stars to the max, and then 1 to be upgraded to UR plus, and then MR level. And after that you finish the UR5 level and finish up with upgrading UR plus and MR stages equally Basically, you just want to be able to get the maximum damage possible, and then level 400, and after that finish this one up. It will cost you around 3,500-ish blue scrolls, which is a lot, but believe me, Himiko is used even on stages 100 plus on PvE, so she is just that great. And when it comes to Himiko and her supports, Enmu is probably your best option, and the first one you must build, and I would say you must build it at least to this point, and maybe, just maybe, potentially even upgrade a few of the MR stars for Enmu before moving to another support. Again, this is how I've seen some people go for Himiko. Personally, I haven't tested out, but you are definitely not going wrong if you build Himiko with Enmu since the beginning. Now, about PvP, I haven't experienced a lot of the PvP, and I know on later stages it is really hard, and it really depends on your angels and the control angels that you have built along the way. But probably the strongest at the moment is Lilith for PvP, and on Lilith you want to be with as much as 8 max HP as possible. So if you are building Lilith and you're deciding on what to go for the gems, what to go for the relics, for PvP, guys, you always want speed and you always want max HP for Lilith, and overall you want speed for PvP, because speed makes your angels act first, and this way you can inflict stun, you can inflict CC, and you can inflict damage first, and as we all know, first to strike is the best option. On the PvP control section, we have the Chaos. Chaos is used on IR level to exile the highest attack enemy for, I think, 1 or 2 rounds, depends how much she is upgraded. Frost Dragon, another really good angel. She freezes and stuns enemies and also reduces their energy recovery. And PCs, she makes the enemies unable to attack, which is great for PvP. I'm not sure if those are used for PvE for their control and CC, and even if that works on the PvE, but maybe someone on the Idle Angels Discord can tell you about that. And there is a good energy stealer that I've seen people build, that is Azura. She steals energy from the enemy angels, so it is a good and potential angel that can somehow help you out into the PvP, but personally I feel like I won't be building her anytime soon. Now here on the list, I've mentioned don't bother upgrading. If you need those angels for the fate levels of your main lineup, then yes, summon for them, because this will boost the main angels. But overall, if you receive one of those angels, I don't think they will be particularly be useful even maxed out. If there is a miscommunication over here, make sure to write it down in the comments, but I do believe all of those angels are used only for their fate potential. And lastly, there are a few angels that I do not know where to put them, but I will go over them one by one, what I've heard. So Zodiac Snake, I've heard people use her for PvE and find her useful over there. Frigga, I've seen her in a few team compositions, but I don't know if she's for the early stages to be built or for the later stages. Venus, Athena, and Apollo I've seen as well being built. Loki, Gemini, Zeus, and Change almost never I've seen them being built. And the URL since she received her incarnation level recently, and she's reducing damage taken by 99%. I've seen some people use her in order to push on the later stages of PvE, but overall I cannot say if they are good, if they are bad, and if you should build them or not yet. I think many of those angels over here don't have their incarnation level as well, so in the near future this can change drastically. Overall, this will be my suggestion and my guide and what I've learned so far about the game and about the angels. So make sure to leave a comment if you find it useful and what you agree with, what you disagree with, so for the future I can use it as a reference. And once again, thank you all for watching, and see you on the next one.